Hello everybody, it is the Recluse here. Yeah, it's been a while since I've uploaded. So, I just want to recap a few things here. Well, first off, there's the MGTOW debacle with the censorship with YouTube. And I didn't really feel compelled to really jump on that topic that's been talked about to death by other YouTubers. And yeah, the censorship is coming. Everybody can smell it. But that's not really what I'm here to talk about. My channel has been more or less about advocating other avenues of self-actualization, self-exploration, and just kind of branching out and getting out of the whole echo chamber. If MGTOW did not advocate for pursuing personal hobbies and stuff of that nature, then YouTube wouldn't be shutting us down like this, or having this whole systemic shutdown process. So here we are talking about the MGTOW censorship and everything, and we open the door to further self-discovery. You can tell I'm reading. I made little notes here, but there's a lot of MGTOWs, and not just me, that are really tired of the whole echo chamber thing, and I've already expressed myself about that kind of thing, but yeah, it's just kind of a bummer. It's a downer. I have another MGTOW, well, not a MGTOW channel, just a regular channel, and the thing is that I feel an incredible amount of pressure to come out with content, and I totally do, and admittedly I push myself too much, and I don't have much of a work-life balance, or a hobby-life balance, or a hobby-work-life balance. Just, I go all in, and I'm passionate about certain things, and then I get burned out, and then I have to withdraw, and that ties in with something that I'm going to mention here in a minute. Might as well just talk about it now. But yeah, with me being completely passionate with projects and just throwing myself into that, it's kind of a personality defect of mine, I suppose, where if I'm talking about relationships with people, just friendships, or sisters, or just family members in general, or friends, I can tend to be focused on trying to be the ideal version of myself, and to be a good example, and say and do the right things, and just be a good person, treat people like I want to be treated. And I feel like somehow down the line, I don't put my foot down, or I don't let it be known. Things like I hate it for people to blame me for being this way or being that way, because it's really hard for me to pinpoint or to put my finger on issues as they arise, or whatever. It just it always seems like things kind of come to a boil, or maybe I don't set boundaries for other people, or boundaries for myself even. I don't know, or I think that I expect too much out of people, and we all know that you can't change other people. You want people to change for the better, but you can't expect too much too soon. I've had people that were former friends, but I couldn't hold on to in the past, and there were different reasons for it, but one of them was I live in a small town, and I befriended a guy that I went to school with, like all throughout, like elementary school and middle school and high school, and my heart went out to him, and he was just I saw a lot of myself in him. And what I did was, we were in a point where, I was able to just hang out with him and just be kind of a support system for him. And, I pride myself in being kind of an empath or an empathetic person. So, you know, I'm able to do that for other people. But this particular guy, he used me as just an emotional dumping ground. Just it got to be way too negative, and there was too much take and not enough give, you know. And it's not just him. I feel like these things just kind of accumulate, and I've had enough. And like, I guess I'm getting to the point where it's healthy for me, where I'm at least acknowledging these things, and I'm becoming more vocal about this. Because when it comes to lack of reciprocation and stuff of that nature, you know, I'm more vocal about that with coworkers. And I don't know, I'm in the process of mending a relationship with one of my sisters, assuming that she writes back. But that's kind of a personal note, but I don't mind sharing that because I don't know, I'd like to think that I don't have an ego, but we all wrestle with the ego. I was also going to talk about how you know, as human beings, we have powers that we don't know that we have because we're locked in this lower consciousness, where I think there's power behind imagination. I'm going off on a tangent, but I think there's just tremendous power behind imagination and stuff like visualization, and there's something to do with noise and like not a literal like a literal echo chamber. Like there used to be chamber music and stuff like that. Like that stuff was healing. Like in the pyramids, they had these big chambers where you would do that. But getting back to point, yeah, you can heal yourself through different modalities, and we don't recognize our own power. And I think we're all very incredibly influential to other people, and a lot of us downplay it, or we're just victims in our own heads, or we're caught up with the just the way that the system is constructed. And I was looking up videos from the Crow House. I think it's the Crow House. I'll put an overlay down, right? And he was talking about how money is the glue of the matrix. And this stuff is just mind-blowing stuff. He was talking about mudfloods, right? And I'll explain that. But here I am talking about everything all at once, and it's crazy. It's but when you're talking to people and you want to introduce new ideas and concepts, it's good to do a little slow drip method instead of just going all out. But me personally, I get excited about new information, and then I just want to research. I'm very thirsty for new information, and if I come across, I guess this is this truther path that I'm on. You know, it's akin to a bumpy road where you know, you might be kind of like experiencing a bump where there's nothing, and then all of a sudden you find some level pavement, and then you just want to just drive on that level pavement for a while, but then you reach another bump where it's just like I guess a speed bump. Horrible analogy. But yeah, check out the Crow House, and there's Conspiracy R Us. It sounds like a ridiculous YouTube name, but yeah, apparently there was a catastrophe that happened in the early 1840s, right? And there are these, you know, buildings and mansions and churches. Only they weren't known as churches back in the day, but these buildings were dug out of the earth because there was a mud flood. And yeah, this is incredible information because apparently, you know, like there was ancient technology that was way superior than what we have today. Like our infrastructure and the way things are run is just gimped compared to what it used to be. And yeah, it's really interesting stuff, and I really like that Crow House guy. I haven't looked into him deeply. All I know is that I like his content, but always be skeptic. But he even acknowledged that it's not good to have gurus. Just you know, always ask questions and stuff like that. And you know, hey, I'm all about stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with that. He thinks that that's an agent of change to ask questions where, you know, you're not going to get a whole lot of change by trying to protest and all this stuff necessarily. People who he used an analogy about people burning their passports and stuff, and that's not really a good way to protest, because you need a passport to travel. You are yourself. You're born as a being, but legally in the matrix system, you're just a name on a piece of paper. You're just some ink blots. And this stuff is very interesting, for lack of I just wanted to give you a overview. I didn't mean to leave a half sentence in there, but going back to dealing with people, I have a tendency to withdraw when I have this realization that there's a lack of reciprocation, because it's like I bottle up my emotions, right? I've done that, and I think that as men we collectively do this, especially with females, because with ex-girlfriends I put up with a lot of just ignoring my own hobbies and interests and who I am as a person. I don't think I knew myself. We capitulate, and we try to please. It's kind of in our nature to be that way. I think I'm speaking for myself, but I was trying to be a people pleaser growing up. 3 older sisters, a whole lot of drama. I was the clown, trying to get them to laugh. It worked sometimes. But I talked to a gentleman about this before, and he told me that, did you have any regrets doing it at the time? And I said, no. So what are you worried about? I just think that it's useless to be that way, because I feel like in the process I lost respect from them, but at the same time I was the youngest and I was growing up, and I feel like I'm not allowed to grow up. So I got a lot of hang-ups with that. And I always find myself kind of having hang-ups with people. And there was this one YouTube, he wasn't a YouTuber, he was just a commenter, and he was on my gaming channel there for a while. And I had to cut ties with this guy because he was just incredibly negative. He got drunk and said a bunch of just hurtful stuff. And I don't mean to air my garbage out here on YouTube channels, but I feel like there is a 3-strike rule with most people, where it's like baseball. If you mess up, you hurt someone's feelings somehow, or you're just hurtful in general, and all this stuff just flying off the handle that way, that people just do the 3-strike method. I feel like I have a 2-strike method, where the first strike is I just feel like if it's going to happen one time, it's going to happen another time, so it's not good to go no contact, but I don't know. I've researched narcissism, and there's guys, not just guys, but I mean, anybody can be a narcissist, but I don't know. Narcissism isn't the first thing that comes to my mind, but I just wonder if certain people are sometimes. And I don't know. I think my father had narcissistic traits. It's like these people don't realize they are the way they are, and that ties in with people with I'm just reading self-actualization. We don't realize our own power. I pretty much talked about that, but I think that some people don't realize that they are parasites. These people who are energy vampires and narcissists and stuff, they don't necessarily know what they're doing. And I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just I'd like to think that I'm an empath, but maybe I'm just super sensitive. Maybe I'm just super insulated. You know what I mean? Because I have a social job, and then I get just kind of beat down emotionally. You know what I mean? I can really let these people drag me down, but the fact that I have exposure in my area of expertise, I'm not going to say that I would like to think that I'm growing as a person. I think that I am, most definitely. I have strength of character that a lot of people wish they had. And I guess we all grow into that. That's what we do. And yeah, I haven't been uploading much like last week. It feels like forever. If I go a week, it's like I don't let myself do that. I always push myself too hard. But yeah, I need to just sit back and just live and be every now and then. And I guess that's tied into the ego too. You know, I just kind of want to put out content. I don't feel as much pressure on this channel as much as my gaming channel, but I'm excited about some of that stuff. I'm just going to skip ahead and just talk about how I got some new gaming stuff down the pipeline, and that's cool. I'm proud of the content that I've already came out with. It's just talking about hardware, and almost having like all of the software that I want to talk about just out of the way. But I mean, I still got a long road ahead of me, but there's that. Oh yeah, I wrote a note today. This is just something I got from the Crow House as I was looking at, but we are not necessarily our name. We're not necessarily, I get upset when people misspell my name, but it's like little things like that that don't bother other people. But I'm just thinking that it shouldn't bother me. Little things like that, like this guy advocates that we should just let stuff go, because in the long run it really doesn't matter, and we are not necessarily our name. We're an energy signature. You're a specific cluster of energy or something. It's like you're not your brain, you're not your heart, you're not your gut, you're just a combination of all of that stuff. I guess that's what the soul is, right? But power is everything. It's all about how you conduct yourself. You're either positive or negative, and like all of that stuff. You have to ground yourself, all of that stuff, and all that esoteric stuff. But this is an electric universe. There's a YouTube channel talking about like the electric universe. I guess there's a couple of them that like that, but yeah, it's like I don't know. Like all we know is what we can see and stuff like that, and apparently like quote unquote everything is everything, but I don't know. Feels kind of real to me. Like I'm sitting in my car, I'm looking at my steering wheel, I'm putting my hand on it, putting my hand around the steering wheel. It feels solid, but apparently an atom is like 99.99999 percent like space, so are we in a computer program? What's going on here? It's just food for thought. It's just it's, I don't know. I might be overthinking about stuff, but I'm not anxious about it. I got back from the gym, and I've just been kind of chilling out. I've been watching Netflix movies. I revisited No Country for Old Men. That was a good one. Trying to get into some Coen Brothers stuff because just kind of discovering / rediscovering some of them. It's like a Western movie called True Grit that I want to check out, and yeah, just talking about movies at this point, but yeah, I think people are thirsty for positive people, and there was ancient technology and stuff, and maybe the quote unquote Jesus figure or whatever was just a healer, just like there was all these stories about him healing, like and there's stuff about how these church organs were used to be healing centers. Those what we know as churches today. People would just go there once or twice a week or whatever and just get all the gunk out of their system, I guess. But yeah, there's definitely healing power of music. I've been listening to the Bran Flakes, and because there's a new album called Help Me, and it's just super positive, upbeat stuff, and I guess that's been keeping me from diving into the deep end of depression. There's the whole alcohol question, and yeah, I've been dipping my big toe in the alcohol, wine and beer, and trying to get out of that. And I don't know. I just feel like I'm I'm just allowing myself to be a human being, and if that means kind of dipping into the negative frequencies a little bit, it's I'm living. It's not good for me, but I've heard of the quote, everything in moderation, including moderation, but I've always been an extreme person. I always go one extreme the other one way, and then the extreme the other way, and I just need to find balance in my life, and I don't know, man. I'm trying to figure stuff out, and I don't know. I think, well, I already know that all human beings, or all creatures, are uncomfortable with themselves from time to time. Just from time to time we hate ourselves, and we just get depressed. And I heard that life is mostly bad. Like there's good and bad in life, but slightly more bad. And yeah, that's true. I think there's we have to fight to be positive. It takes work to be positive. It's well worth it. It's worth the effort. It's just easier to live with yourself, and easier to just have it's just a way to have a calm mind, and I don't know, just feelings of calmness and serendipity and whatnot. But yeah, I think I've already talked about everything I need to talk about. Just check into Mudfloods stuff, just all the evidence of the buildings and stuff, and there was like these foundlings, these like orphans that I don't know, it's like the elites took children and then like re-educated them and like just killed everybody else, and then just brought up kids and told them a different version of history. And if you look at the world, there's just a complete evidence of different civilizations, like a worldwide civilization, and just all these artifacts that don't line up with what they're telling us about what's going on. And we already know that we're being lied to, and that things just don't feel right, and things just aren't run the way they are supposed to be. So yeah. My tendency to withdraw, that's a byproduct of, I don't know, I guess I run away from having a cost-benefit analysis, where with MGTOW, where, I came across the cost-benefit analysis part of MGTOW after my last girlfriend. I was with her for 3 years. And it was just devastating. I was just in deep hell. Like after that, I was just really down in the dumps about it. I was just like bedridden. I didn't do nothing. I was depressed as all get out. And just MGTOW helped me figure things out and just mull things out. And I guess the MGTOW philosophy makes things a little bit more I guess selfish for yourself, because I guess before MGTOW, men were just set by default just more giving, because we believed in the fallacies, in the fake way of the fake romance and how things are supposed to be. But we don't live in those times. I mean, things are just so bad where it's in your face. Even before MGTOW, I knew things were messed up. People make claims that they were MGTOW before they knew they were MGTOW. I mean, I definitely knew there was problems, but I wouldn't make the claim that I was necessarily MGTOW at a certain point. I think I made the conscious decision to. I don't know, I may or may not have been MGTOW at a certain point, but I definitely strive to be a MGTOW monk. And that includes no FAP, advocating for that. And I think that's just a good way to be, because it just makes you become less impulsive. I believe it works for me. But anyway, I'm just talking about everything. Anyway, yeah, I just kind of wanted to share a couple things. With this whole MGTOW censorship, I don't know what to tell you. It just sucks. Mudfloods, look into it. I think that there's common problems. I had a coworker tell me about how she had a brother, and the brother told her that if he doesn't reach out, nobody reaches out. And this is a common problem that men face, and I think that as men, we just a lot of us are fed up about it, and I think it's another cause for like shortened lifespans, suicide, frustration, drama. It's just I think females need to reach out more, but I don't know why they just don't. I guess they get caught up with their lives and they just don't want to talk to their brothers. And I'm just speaking from experience. I think just sisters are the worst a lot of the times. I just don't think they care very much once they have their own families and they don't do much. Once they're set up, they just care about what's directly affecting them. They don't really think about their ancillary. I'm sure I pronounced that wrong. Their family members. So there's that. It's not something I choose to focus on because it's just so depressing. I just want to have a good rest of the night. You know what I mean? Don't want to think about that crap. But yeah, it's common problems, and yeah, I just wanted to share some thoughts. So there's that. I appreciate you guys tuning in.